nothing else could help. Love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. Amen. Let the church say amen. Love lifted me. I love that song. Amen. Love lifted me. Yes, sir. I wish I could leave it, but it's a little too high for me. I can't climb that high. That's one thing about Brother Anderson. He can go high, he can go low. My brother diversified. Boy, he sound like the stylistic 1 minute, and then hey, he just go all over the place. Again, we want to thank God for you. We thank God for giving us another opportunity to stand before you this morning. We want to mention also that this has been a very traumatic week. You know, somebody always say that death comes in threes. Yeah. You know, I don't know what that means. I've always heard it, but don't ask me what it means. I know that Ed McMahon, and then we had Farrah Fawcett, and then we had Mr. Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson was the one that really rocked the world. Amen. You know, and his passing. But I want you to know that as Christian people, we can understand that there's a lesson to be learned from everything. And we can learn a lot from the Michael Jackson saga if we just take a moment and look at it. You know, Michael Jackson was a very confused young man. Musical genius, but he was very confused. I understand he started out he was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and then the other day I saw the last thing was he was about to become Jewish. So he was very confused when it came to religion. The man was very talented, and we have to understand that God blessed this man immensely with musical ability. It cannot be denied. He's one of the greatest entertainers of our lifetime. But when it came down to the final roundup of affairs, when he stands before God, God is not going to be concerned about how many records he sold. Thriller, most sold record in all of history, the #1 record of all time. But that's not going to matter to God. You see, what does that mean to us? No matter what you do in life, only what you do for God is going to matter. When you stand before him, it's not going to matter you had Neverland and you toured all these countries. He's going to have to stand before God just like each and every one of us. Every one of us one day is going to stand before God. And it's not going to matter what we did. It's only going to matter what we did for God. That's the lesson for us. All of us, great and small, are going to have to stand before God one day. What is going to be our answer when he asks, what do we do for him? That's what we need to keep in mind. And I know that another thing about Michael Jackson is for a lot of us, it means that we're not young anymore. It means we're not young anymore because we all grew up watching Michael. We all grew up watching him, and that means that a part of our youth is gone. Amen. You know, but it also should mean something else to us. It means that today we're closer to death than we were yesterday. Every day we're inching forward. And I'm quite sure that we all loved Michael. You know, but it's nothing. Michael is gone. But think about your own self. Think about your time that you're going to have to stand before God. This morning, I'm seeing it's mostly us this morning, and that's good because I just want to kind of talk to us this morning. All right. I want to talk to us this morning. Go on. Exodus, the 14th chapter, verse number 10 through 16. Now, I know we already heard it. Brother Anderson just read it for us. Exodus, the very name of this book, Exodus. Exodus means a trip or running away from. Just to kind of give you a little background of what's happening, is that this is right after the children of Israel after Moses had went down to Pharaoh, and the children of Israel have been allowed to leave. This is Moses had went down, and everybody, y'all know the story. Moses went down, Pharaoh let my people go, and they went back and forth, and finally Pharaoh decided to let them go. This is what's happening right now. Pharaoh has decided that he was going to let the children of Israel leave. When we pick up this story, they are at a critical point in the story of after coming out of Egypt. Pharaoh has decided to let them go. When you pick up at verse number 10, verse number 10 says, "And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord." What's happening here is that Pharaoh has let them go. He's told them, okay, y'all go ahead, y'all get away. But then, as they were running away, Pharaoh had changed his mind. And Pharaoh had started coming after them. And the children of Israel looked up and they looked behind them, and they saw that he was chasing them down. Amen. Now, imagine, if you will, how after all that they had went through, Pharaoh had decided to let them go, but then they realized that Pharaoh had tricked them because he really hadn't let them go. He was still chasing them. They was in a crossroads. They was in a real predicament. I want you to look at this lesson this morning, and I want you to apply it to your life. Because what's happening is that they found themselves in between a rock and a hard place. Amen. They was in a situation where they was being chased from behind, and they didn't know what to do. Sometimes, church, things are going to happen in your life where you're in a corner and you don't know what to do. They was in a situation where they were paralyzed by fear. They was hemmed in. Every now and then, we're going to be in a situation where we don't know what to do. We're going to be in situations sometimes where trouble is going to be behind us, trouble is going to be on the side of us, and trouble is going to be in front of us. Amen. What the children of Israel did was they froze. They stood still. They stood still. They just said, wait a minute, I don't know what to do. But church, I want you to understand, what we got to do is we got to keep moving. We got to keep moving. We can't become paralyzed. We can't become paralyzed with fear. This is what happened to them. They were paralyzed. They was in a situation. They looked behind them, and here comes Pharaoh's army, chasing them down. They was in a valley now. On this side was a mountain. On that side was a mountain. They couldn't run. You know what was in front of them? The sea. The Red Sea. They were stuck. They were stuck right in the middle. Sometimes in our lives, in our homes, on our jobs, we're going to find ourselves in situations like that. Amen. You know, the boss messing with you. Yeah. We're in the middle of a recession. Yeah. And sometimes the boss will use the recession as a reason to mess with you.